Hello everyone, welcome to Tathastu and welcome to our daily current affairs MCQs which is being presented by me. My name is Khushboo. Let's get started with today's class, and in today's class we are going to cover different type of topics through the MCQs itself. So before proceeding ahead, a little bit of information, and the information is related to our courses. So these are the courses in which you can take admission as of now, and the details related to MSLV, PSLV, NCERT Module or the philosophy courses you can get it from the tathastuics.com. And apart from that, if you want to inquire personally, you want to come, then definitely you can visit our office. This is the office address, and you can even call also. So these are the numbers wherein you can definitely call and get the detailed information related to any of these courses. Okay, so let's get started with the very first question of the day, and the very first question is: consider the following statements with respect to Global Symposium on Farmers' Right. The very first statement is: its purpose is to put into action Article 9 of the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. Second is: India hosted the inaugural Global Symposium on Farmers' Rights. And the third statement says: the Food and Agriculture Organization is responsible for coordinating the organization of the symposium. You have to find out that how many of these statements are correct over here. So let's check out the answer. So the answer of this question is option C, that is all of these statements are correct. None of these statements are wrong over here. Now, why it was in news? Because our Honorable President Srimati Murmu ji, she is to inaugurate Global Symposium on Farmers' Rights in Delhi. That was supposed to happen, and this is the reason why it was in news. And it actually took place from 12th of September to 15th of September. So it's going on as of now. And before proceeding ahead further, a very happy Hindi Divas to all of you. आप सभी को बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ, और अपनी भाषा को जो है आगे बढ़ाने की पूरी निरंतर तरीके से कोशिश करते रहें. So let's come back to the topic over here. The inauguration. So inauguration was supposed to happen and all. Now let's check out the background information related to this. So this is also known as GSFR, and it was hosted at this particular convention, that is ICAR Convention Center, which is there in New Delhi. This symposium, it was organized by the Secretariat of the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for the Food and Agriculture, which operates under the FAO. And what is this FAO? FAO is the Food and Agriculture Organization. So these are the part, you can say these are the ones who actually collaborated in order to launch this thing, in order to let this event happen. They were the one who were behind this thing. And who hosted this? So the ministry, definitely it is related to agriculture. So definitely the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare is supposed to involved in this. So this is the ministry which actually hosted this and had the active involvement from these also. And these are the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights, and Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Apart from that, ICAR, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, and the last one is ICAR, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. So these are also the one who actually participated in the sense that they also contributed their part in this thing. Okay, now what was the focus? The primary objective of this symposium was to facilitate discussions concerning to the farmers' rights as outlined in Article 9 of the International Treaty. And now what is this Article 9? This Article 9 of this treaty, it actually recognizes, it talks about the recognition, realization and promotion of the farmers' right. It does what? The recognition, the promotion and the realization of the first of all, you have to recognize it, then you have to realize it, and then you will be promoting it. So all of these are actually connected with the farmers' right with regard to the plant genetic resources for food and the agriculture. So please do remember this Article 9. This is really very important. Now let's move on to the next question of the day. The next question is related to the partnership, that is PG2, basically PGII, not 2, PGII. With reference to partnership of global infrastructure investment, consider the following statements. The very first one is, the partnership for global infrastructure investment represents a cooperative initiative among G20 member countries designed to finance infrastructure initiatives in less developed regions around the world. Now the second statement, within the framework of the partnership for global infrastructure investment, that is PG2, that is PGII, there is a plan for the India, Middle East, Europe corridor. Third one, the overarching objective of the partnership for global infrastructure investment, that is PGII, is to establish infrastructure investments that benefit both the advanced and the emerging economies. So how many of these are correct over here? Check this out. Here the answer to this question is option A. Only the one statement is correct, that is the second statement, and the rest of the statements are wrong over here. First of all, let's see that why it is in news. So it is in news because India-Europe Economic Corridor is supposed to be open very soon. I had explained this earlier also. So this is the reason, and this is really very interesting and important thing, which is important event, which actually happened, and if it is being implemented properly, then it is going to change a lot of things. So the partnership for global infrastructure investment, it is a kind of cooperative endeavor which involves G7 countries. And what is the purpose? The purpose is of financing infrastructure projects in the developing nations. So the developing nations could also flourish. So the aim, you can definitely see that they are basically pushing the developing nations in order to do better. Now the statement 2 is obviously correct over here, so I don't have to talk much about related to this thing. Now let's move on to the third question. Consider the following statements about food price index. The very first one is that it quantifies the monthly fluctuations in global prices for a section of food commodities. Second is, this information is released by Food and Agriculture Organization, that is FAO. And the third statement is, it is comprised of the mean values of 6 distinct commodity group price indices with their weights determined by the average export proportions. So you have to find out how many of these are correct related to this. So this is related to the food price index, and the answer is option B, that is 2 statements are correct over here, third statement is wrong. It actually derives its mean value from the group price indices, and this group actually involves what? It involves the cereals, vegetables, dairy products, meat and sugar. So all these, the group, the commodity group, so this is the group, and according to the price of this, the mean value is being calculated. These indices are weighted according to the average export shares. Okay, and what is the base year which is being actually calculated, which is being considered over here? So that is 2014-16. This is the base year. So whenever you are seeing any kind of fluctuation, that is actually being compared according to this particular data, right? Now a few things related to FAO. The headquarters, it is there in Italy. So it is situated in Rome, Italy. It is a specialized agency, as you can say in the name itself, right? So it is related to the food agriculture. So it is a specialized agency of the United Nations, which plays a really very important role in the global initiatives to combat hunger. Okay, to combat hunger and enhance nutrition in order to and that is supposed to be done obviously you can do it through the food security. So food security is there, and everyone is actually getting the required amount of food, then there will be no hunger, and obviously the nutritious food is also supposed to be provided, which is very important over here. Now here the aim is to ensure food security for all. Okay, food security for all. Even if there is one person who is hungry, who is sleeping without having food, so then also you cannot say that hunger has been eradicated. Now you cannot see any people sleeping without having food, they are not having food, you cannot say that, right? So even if there is one person, then also you are a failure. So it is for all, and guarantee consistent access to sufficient high quality food, promoting active and healthy lifestyles. Now when it comes to the membership, so it has the membership of 195 countries, and which includes 194 individual nations, and the one is the European Union. So 194 are the countries and one is the European Union, and within European Union you will find a lot many countries which actually operates more than 130 countries worldwide. Now let's move on to the next question, that is Oz Aman and Bono. Oz Aman and Boro. Oz Aman and Boro are variety of which of the crops? That is of wheat, rice, maize or jowar. Which one is the correct answer? So here the answer of this question is option B, that is the rice. So recently we had seen that a lot many, there are a variety of rice on which the export has been banned. You cannot actually export the rice. So the curb was there, right? So now here you can see a little bit of information related to the rice producing places, the rice producing the states, and apart from the information related to that, in order to grow paddy, you have to have 20 to 32 degrees Celsius of temperature over there. Rainfall is supposed to be really very good. That is around 150 centimeters to 300 centimeters of rainfall is required in order to grow paddy. Apart from that, which are the top rice producing states? So those are the West Bengal, obviously Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. When it comes to the Oz, Aman and Boro, these types of rice, so it is actually being grown in Assam, West Bengal and Odisha. These are the states wherein you can find the Oz, Aman and Boro type of rice which is actually being grown. It's question number 5. Consider the following statements regarding Morocco. Morocco, it was recently in news, and it was recently in news because of earthquake. So the very first statement is that this North African nation situated across the Strait of Gibraltar boasts a rugged terrain dominated by mountains. Second statement is, it's the sole African nation that enjoys a coastline along the both Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. You have to find out, please do remember this thing, that it is actually, please do read the question carefully, that it is asking basically the incorrect option. So here choose your correct answer accordingly. So here both the statements are actually correct. So none of the statements are incorrect. It was recently in news because of the earthquake. Okay. Now if you see over here, this is the Morocco. Okay. And as you can see, this is on the western part of Africa. Just imagine this is the whole of the Africa. Okay. On the other side, that is the Indian Ocean or the Arabian Sea, if you see. So that is the eastern portion, and the other side, wherein here you can see the Atlantic Ocean. Nearby that, those are the western part. Now Western Africa, and in the Western Africa, that too it is in the northern side. So this is the reason why it is called as the Western North African state. Okay, Western North African country. Right. Now apart from that, yes, this is a mountainous region, but apart from that, here you can see that this is the Strait of Gibraltar. Strait of Gibraltar is between the Spain and that of the Morocco, and the strait actually joins two water bodies, and those water bodies are the Mediterranean Sea, and here you can see that of the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, now apart from that, one really very interesting thing related to the Strait of Gibraltar, or you can say the distance between Spain and Gibraltar, distance between Spain and Morocco is really very less, just a few hundred kilometers, but still you cannot find any bridge between these two countries. Now why? If you ever had any kind of, or in the future if we build, then it can directly connect to both the continents. Okay, but still, why we are not having? Do answer in the comment section. Do let me know why, what is the reason behind that. Now the country has preserved a significant portion of its historical architecture, and it continues to uphold its traditional customs also, and recently some of its historical places has been destroyed because of the earthquake. When it comes to the Morocco actually stands as the sole African nation with coastlines along the both Atlantic Ocean and as well as that of the Mediterranean Sea, because it is the only country which is actually touching these two water bodies, Mediterranean Sea and here the Atlantic Ocean. But when it comes to the all other states, all other countries of this African nation, no, there are no one. Okay, chalo. So it's the end. I hope you people enjoyed today's session. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great time. Good night and Jai Hind.